Welcome! I'm so glad that you're here. Here we talk about personal development, relationships, and mental health, just to name a few. My name is Carmen, a registered counsellor who is passionate about coming alongside people. This podcast is designed to create a discussion and bring awareness around what matters most in life, and that also includes you. The goal is that each episode will leave you feeling encouraged, equipped, and empowered so you can live your best life. Let's get started. Hi there, and thank you for joining me for episode 2. In episode 1, I spoke about the power of having people come alongside you. And as I mentioned, I will now share about how I came to be a registered counsellor. Did you always know what you wanted to be when you grow up? I had many dreams as a child, and believe it or not, being a counsellor wasn't one of them. Perhaps we come to appreciate the things that we find helpful to us. Like I shared in my last episode, 2011 was a challenging year for me, and I wonder if you can relate to something similar that has happened to you. Hope is a beautiful thing, and little by little I started to believe that maybe I could make a difference someday. But I didn't know how or when, but I just knew I wanted to give something back. In 2014, I was working a good 9-to-5 job, which was comfortable, and I was part of a wonderful team. However, I knew there was something that I needed to pursue, and it had to do with working with people and being with them in the trenches of life. I knew my time there was done. You know that feeling when you just know and need to muster up the courage to move forward. I handed in my resignation letter, and then I was left with all the emotions that come with saying goodbye to a chapter. It was bittersweet. Fast forward, I found a course that seemed like it would equip me to do the very thing I had set out to do. The course was a diploma in counselling. What? A diploma? For anyone who knew me back in the day, I was not your studying kind of girl. And here I was on the first day of college having no confidence in my studying ability. But I was curious to what could be. Despite the sweaty palms, the first day of class was incredible, and I loved the content. I spent the next year learning about counselling and myself. For me, the process was like getting pulled apart, then getting put back together, so I could come alongside others. It's an experience that I will never forget, for it's like you face yourself for all that you are, flaws and all, and then learn how to accept yourself and embrace your uniqueness. I will be forever grateful for what I learnt in that first year. I had completed the diploma and I was on a roll. I had built enough confidence to give the advanced diploma a go. The discussion came around the possibility of starting up a private practice. I thought to myself, me, a business owner? You know when doubt starts to whisper and becomes part of the conversation, who by the way was never invited. Who can relate here? Well, I decided to have a go anyway. And in 2017, I opened my private practice, and I've had the honour of sitting with people in the trenches of life, seeing them grow within themselves and their relationships. In moments like these, I think, what if I had given up when things got hard? There were times I would sit at my desk to study. Everything in me wanted to pack up and call it quits. Then the voice of reason would step in and say, I wonder who is on the other side of your choices. So when I witness a client reach their goals and gain new insights, it reminds me that there is a bigger picture that we are all part of. I was on a mission and decided to pursue a graduate diploma in counselling and integrated psychotherapy. I felt the stretch again. However, it helped me to grow as a therapist. This year I decided to take on a Master of Counselling to develop my skills and knowledge further. So the moral of the story is, who is on the other side of your choices? I wonder what dreams lie within you. Join me on my next episode where I share what this podcast is all about and what you can expect in the coming weeks.